last video I explained about my time-lapse being actual videos and not a series of pictures, and this is a perfect example why. Fire department's responding to an alarm at a business, and they actually go by our house tonight. This isn't the first time I've actually caught the trucks passing, but this is the first time they've gone by with their actual sirens on. As they didn't have their sirens last time because it was 3:30 in the morning, so they tend to not actually wake everybody up. The fire department is the next street over, and one of the trucks for whatever reason went down that street and then came over to ours, and the other ones came over to our street first, so I actually get video. And if I was doing picture time lapses, like a picture every second for example, I wouldn't actually get this on video. So that's kind of cool. This is why I do video and compress the video afterward. So our street, I've mentioned before, is kind of a shortcut to the highway, which is why we have so much traffic. It is also a shortcut to the new industrial area, which is where the fire alarm is. So I'll be playing the audio for that a little while later.
Lockbox in the west corner. Go ahead. Fire Tom, in over Tower 2. Tower 2, Fire Tom, go ahead. Tower 2 is responding with 6 on board, possible.
So when I woke up today, I was greeted with a snow squall warning, which I was not expecting. Snow squalls are expected. Under the snow squall bands, visibilities will be significantly reduced due to heavy snow combined with blowing snow, and snow will quickly accumulate. Snow squalls have developed in a stiff and cold westerly flow off of Lake Huron, and don't need the rest because we all know the story there. And then about 4 hours later we get a special weather statement. It's kind of a reminder of the storm we have coming in, and the potential for some brief heavy snow along a cold front late today, a more widespread snowfall likely Monday and Monday night. I don't know why I didn't keep the whole story with these, maybe just reminders of what's coming or something, I don't know. But that's what I got for that. So before the worst of it starts, I head out to Walmart, and I get inside, and it's kind of, I don't just go grab what I want and then leave. I usually tour the store, which is what I did. And what I want is actually up at the cash area. And I'm getting a 5-pack of lighters, and Walmart is the only place I know in town where I can actually get those. So that's where I go. Did my tour of the store and met up with Mateo. I sat there and talked to him for a little while. And you can see the kids there at the counter there. I thought, when I first saw the video, I thought they were making fun of me or something, which, no big deal, I don't care. But I have an idea what it is that they were pointing, because they're looking down at the front of the scooter. So, I kind of had an idea after I went back and watched the video, and when I turn around, you can see the big puddle I left on the floor there. And this is why if I'm in a physical state where I can actually park the scooter outside and walk in, I usually do, because I don't like making their floors messy like this. Plus it gives people an opportunity to do an insurance scam, pretend to slip in it or whatever. So I'm usually pretty good to Walmart when it comes to that. But because I sat there for so long, it had extra time to melt and kind of drip off, and I made a mess of the floor. I apologized for it. So, worst part is, I get up to the cash and I open up my coat and I forgot my fanny pack. I was so angry with myself. Because I get to the point, our weather, when it changes, it's not an abrupt change. We don't go from summer to winter coats, and then in the springtime go from winter coats back to summer. It changes, it gets warm, then it gets cold, then it gets warm, then it gets cold. And in the summertime I use a fanny pack because I'm pretty much always sitting. I never have any real pockets, especially if I'm shirtless or whatever in the summer and I'm just wearing shorts. Not all my shorts have pockets in them. I don't have anywhere to put anything, so I use a fanny pack. And I used to switch over to my coat, put everything in my coat, and then in the springtime I take everything out of my coat, put it back in the fanny pack, and it gets to be a chore going back and forth. So I just use my fanny pack under my winter coat. When I put my snow pants on, I have to take it off, and apparently today I forgot to put it back on. So I went all the way out to Walmart for nothing. Well, at least I got some fresh air. Meant to go for a drive in the snow. So, not too impressed with myself. Also found out today that we have to move. Today is the day that the landlord wanted to talk to us, and the way he said it, he normally just comes to the door when he has something to do or say or whatever, but he actually called to make sure we were going to be home. So we knew something was up, and in my mind I had an idea what it was. So a couple weeks had gone by, and I'm pretty sure that the judge has made her decision on the court case. So anyways, that turns out to be what it is. And he's saying how taxes go up every year, and their landlords are only allowed to raise the rent a certain amount each year, and apparently the taxes are going up faster than rent is, and this and that and this and that. But he said that he has to sell the house. So got looking into it, and he told us that he can't sell a house with the people living in it. So we got looking into it, and when you're selling a house and you have tenants in it, if you're in a lease, you can't make the person leave. It's up to, if there's still time on the lease, it's up to the new owners to decide what happens after the lease is up. If you're renting, the landlord can ask you to move out. After that, it's up to the new owners to decide whether they want you to stay or get the heck out. But he told us we had to leave, and afterward we got looking at the forums, and that's when we found out that he's evicting us for half a month's rent due that we made up for anyways. But it just didn't seem right. If he would have talked to us, we could have done something about it, but no, he had nothing to really negotiate. In the back of my mind, I knew it was because of the wall. I had no doubt about it whatsoever. But I found out, after I moved to Wingham, I found out what actually happened, or at least what I was told actually happened. Apparently, Cody was talking to the neighbor, and the neighbor actually won the court case. So what had happened was, apparently, my landlord was suing my neighbor for damage to the wall or whatever, and because of the wall collapsing, he blamed that on the cracks that were in the wall of the garage, and because of the danger that the garage was posing, he had to have it taken down. That cost quite a bit of money. So basically, he was suing the neighbor for $70,000. It's just this crazy amount. But the neighbor won the case, So he had to pay his lawyer fees, he had to pay the neighbor's lawyer fees, plus the court fined him for wasting their time. So he was in a position, he had no choice, he had to sell the house to, pay for the court costs and that, which I understand. But he didn't have to lie to us about it. He could have told us, we would understand that, right? That's what upsets me about it. But of course, this isn't fact, this is just what I've heard. But it makes a lot of sense to me anyway, so that's probably what happened. But either way, he could have talked to us. He could have told us. I don't know. But this is the day anyways. And everything else that's going on. I just bought a new phone, so I increased the amount of money I was paying each month for my phone bill. The monster being itself. And just a bunch of things. This is what really magnified my depression. And this is when things really got hard to take. And if I remember correctly, this is when my YouTube channel started suffering. It was a really tough period. So, anyways, I'll get into today's weathercam video, and I'll play the audio from the fire call.
Attention Hanover Rescue 1 Pump 9 Tower 2, respond to 52 14th Ave, cross use of 16th Ave and 1st Street for fire alarm sounding at McLean Alice Incorporated. Time is 22:29. 139 from Firecom, go ahead. Roger, Hanover 139 acknowledging page, time is 22:30.
Firecom, Hanover Rescue 1.
Hanover Rescue 1 from Firecom, go ahead.
Firecom, Rescue 1's responding. 52 14th Ave, McLean, Ailes. One on board belted, alarm sounding.
Roger, Rescue 1 responding, car 1, 52 14th Ave, crushes at 16th Ave, 1st Street, for alarm sounding in lab smoke, McLean Alice Incorporated. Updated information that key holder was unable to be reached. Time is 22:34.
Firecom, Rescue 1, can you repeat? Key holder is unable to be reached?
That's a Roger. Monitoring agency called back saying they were unable to reach a key holder. Time is 22:34.
Firecom, Rescue 1 acknowledges update. Hanover Truck 8. Firecom.
Hanover Truck 8 from Firecom, go ahead.
Hanover Truck 8 responding to McLean Ailes for report of a fire alarm sounding. 5 on board.
Roger, Truck 8 responding, par 5, address of 52 14th Ave, crushed the 16th Ave, 1st Street for alarm sounding at 22:36.
Firecom, Hanover Rescue 2.
Hanover Rescue 2 from Firecom, go ahead.
Hanover Rescue 2 responding, 2 on board belted.
Roger, Rescue 2 responding, par 2, address of 52 14th Ave, for alarm sounding at 27:37.
Hanover Command, Hanover Rescue 2. Command, lockbox, southwest corner.
Hanover 150 from Firecom, go ahead.
Firecom, Hanover Tower 2.
Tower 2 from Firecom, go ahead.
Tower 2 is responding with 6 on board buckled.
Roger, Tower 2 responding, par 6, address of 52 14th Ave, time is 22:38. Break 150 from Firecom, go ahead. Roger, 150 in command, nothing showing, industrial building, go mobile to investigate, time is 22:38. Hanover Rescue 2 from Firecom, go ahead. Roger, Hanover Rescue 2 and Pump Rate is on scene, time is 22:40.
Go ahead.
Hanover Tower 2 from Firecom, go ahead. Roger, Tower 2 on scene at 22:42. Hanover Command from Firecom, go ahead. That's a negative. All they said is that they tried to reach the key holder and was unable to.
Hanover Command,
from Firecom. Hanover Command, be advised that they did get a hold of a key holder and they will be attending. We just don't have an ETA. Time is 22:54. Hanover Command, call to Firecom. Hanover Command, just got an update again from monitoring agency. Key holder will be there in 20 minutes. Time is 22:55. Tower 2 from Firecom, go ahead. Roger, Tower 2 has been released and steam returning to Hall Par 6 at 23:08.
Firecom, Hanover Tower 2.
Tower 2 from Firecom, go ahead.
Tower 2 is back at the hall and back in service.
Roger, Tower 2 back in Hall, back in service at 23:15. Command from Firecom, go ahead. Roger, benchmarking key holder on scene at 23:20. Command, say again, you're broken up. Do you say correct number for the call? So Roger, fire occurrence number is 124.
Fire for truck 8.
Truck 8 from Firecom, go ahead.
Buckle.
Roger, truck 8 returning to Hall Par 5 at 23:31. Rescue 2 from Firecom, go ahead. Roger, Rescue 2 returning to Hall Par 2 at 23:34. Rescue 1 from Firecom, go ahead. Roger, Hanover Command terminated. Rescue 1 returning to Hall at 23:34.
Firecom, Hanover Rescue 2.
Rescue 2, Firecom, go ahead.
Hanover Rescue 2, back in hall, back in service.
Roger, Rescue 2 back in Hall, back in service at 23:38.
Thought it was snowing.
Truck 8 from Firecom, go ahead.
And it was snowing.
Roger, Truck 8 back in Hall, back in service at 23:38.
Firecom, Hanover Rescue 1.
Rescue 1 from Firecom, go ahead.
Rescue 1's back at hall, and all Hanover units are now back at hall. Clear.
Roger, back in Hall, back in service. All Hanover units back in Hall, back in service. Hanover clear at 23:39. Fire command.